People's Democratic Party in Imo State has rejected the judgment of the appeal courts, which it said erroneously affirms the declaration of Senator Hope Uzodimma as governor of the state. This is even as the party has expressed confidence in the Supreme Court to claim the mandate. The appellate court sitting in Abuja had on Tuesday, July 16, 2024, dismissed PDP's appeal challenging the declaration of Uzodimma of the APC as governor by INEC following last November's governorship poll. According to the PDP, Uzodimma's governorship seat sat on an illegal foundation and vowed that his celebration would be short-lived as justice must prevail. PDP said they rejected the verdict and maintained that Anyanwu overwhelmingly won the election and that the appellate court erred in the verdict and it did not reflect justice in its true sense. Anyanwu described the judgment of the appeal court as a distraction and expressed confidence in the Supreme Court to reserve the obvious error committed by the appeal court and by so doing redeem the image of the judiciary. Let me start with you, Honorable Wisdom. What is your take on this?
Well, first of all, reading on the headline, and it's so laughable seeing such statements, because if you know with the trending of what is happening in Nigeria today, and if the serving governor of Imo State, who happened to, come out as a third runner-up in the last election and end up being the governor today, and also now this time around he contested and he has been declared as the winner. I don't see PDP, in any way or shape trying to turn that, because already if the appeal court has been able to uphold the judgment of the Court of Tribunal, what else can we say? I think it's a dead on arrival, but they can always try. But if you ask me, I think that that particular situation is a dead on arrival.
Haven't there been situations when appeal court has ruled in favor of someone and the matter was appealed and Supreme Court turned or changed the order in favor of the appellant?
Choma, well, you agree with me that we've had those situations in the time past, but not from the 2015 that the APC federal government, the APC party took over the mantle of leadership within the federal government. And ever since the APC took over mantle of leadership from 2015, there has never been, I quote, take me anywhere, there's never been any judgment that has been affirmed in favor of the APC that has ever been overturned. In terms of governorship, I stand to be challenged. And also, sorry, I'm coming. We're talking about 2015. And also, it's not just only a burden just on the particular issue or the people of Imo State. It's a critical burden on the whole of Nigeria, because it's also giving us a lot of reasons why Nigerians are now distrusting or losing confidence in our judiciary. In as much as sometimes we've seen cases and maybe judgments that have been a little bit fair, and people-friendly. But the truth is that in as much as judgment is blind, but at least with facts and evidence, and as well as the people's mandate, whenever it is, it doesn't all go well with the will of the people, is always very, very, very bad. And if you look at what is happening in Imo State, for the past 5 years, although I'm very close with some of them who are so close to the governor of Imo State, and I can tell you, even some of them, they don't come up publicly to make certain confidential recommendations or ascension for the governor, because ever since he has been in government, Imo State has been plagued with a lot of issues, although that he has also been trying to, make things work in Imo State. You agree with me that since he has been in power, including even his appointment, including both crises, the insurgency, and the rest of them, during the time of Achiku Denwa, during the time of Hakim, and the rest of them, Imo State particularly was not this hot. But we continue to wait, and as well as we continue to leave the hope of Nigerians in the hand of God. I think that is the situation. But I think that the judiciary really need to up their game, and as well as, just like as the statement is, that the court is the last hope of a common man. At least not for the hope of the politicians or the stakeholders or those who are the state actors, but for the people who are the real ones, who are custodians of this state, they ought to be fed, they ought to be heard fairly, and they ought to, get their own dividends of democracy. So, but if you ask me on appeal court and Supreme Court will not only uphold what appeal court has said, but will also give a lot of thumbs up to what the tribunal and the appeal court has said in the case of Imo State.
Now, from what you have said so far, if I get you correctly, are you insinuating that the APC-led government has influenced the judiciary to a great extent, to their favor?
Choma,
is that what you're saying?
Choma, like I said, Nigerian judiciary is a body of its own, and we believe, from the way we were all grown and raised, that the judiciary remains the last hope of a common man. But you and I will agree that in Nigeria today, we're not just talking about the APC. In Nigeria today, a lot of abnormalities within the judiciary has been happening. There's a lot of ex parte orders flying here and there, not just in Imo State, just because we're trying to talk about judiciary right now. There's a lot of issues that ordinarily, if the templates of our judiciary are properly organized, most of these judgments, ex parte orders, shopping orders, interlocutory orders, and above all, including the election tribunal judgments, as well as appeal court judgment, most of them won't be happening. But today, believe me, it's very, 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 it's obvious that sometimes, even before a case is declared, Nigerians have already known their fate. You understand? I don't want to take us back, but I can tell you categorically that the government of the day, because the 1999 Constitution has amended, always give power to the executive arm to detect who becomes the chief judge of the country and the rest of them. So to an extent, any party of the day who happen to be the leading party has major influence in the judiciary.
All right. Ugochukwu, what is your take?
Sister Choma, is laughable that PDP is pursuing a wide wind and going on a wide goose chase. And because this is from the time the election was won and lost, we expected to hear the voices of a certain Ugochukwu.
Why are you bringing in Ugochukwu into this conversation?
He's a political activist who happens to be, very interested in injustice. Political injustice is done. So, but now political injustice is done under his nose. He cannot
in his state.
In his state, under his nose, in Imo State, his state of origin, the state where he is a House of Representative first timer. That he should be calling press release to say that the whole PDP, that in the first leg of our discussion, I said that PDP, River State has been a traditional PDP state. Imo State has been a traditional PDP state, despite the fact that we have had PPA, we have also had ABGA, but we know that Imo State, the base is a political base of PDP. So now, where we could hear his activism and his press statement with G60 co-travelers, we don't see it. Look at from the tribunal. Tribunal has denied them, the PDP in Imo State, fair hearing. The appeal court has also nullified and affirmed the winning of Hope Uzodimma in APC. But when you look at the critical happenings during the election, you find out that there were a lot of infractions. Just like when this guy, was it Smart Ademi won in Kogi State, his senatorial seat. You saw that even people lost their lives, but he returned his seat, even with all the obvious, evidences surrounding his emergence. And that is very glaring in Imo State of what played out because of the insecurity and suppression of rising voices and all that. And Ugochukwu allowed his own voice to be submerged, only to be awakened and raising in another state where he has no vote. He can't even galvanize vote for somebody to vote for somebody in River State. But look at what is happening in the state, that Uzodimma, who we don't know as an activist, who is Uzodimma, who is, in my own definition, someone that is an introvert, because we don't see him as a charismatic and orator like the likes of Rochas Okrocha. But you see that where he should have used his oratory and his activism to come into play and to quieten the voices and alarm the whole world of the impunity and the injustice and the killings and bloodletting in Imo State, we don't see the kind of Ugochinyere Ikenga and his other 59 co-members in the House of Representatives. So let us also hope that while the PDP of Choma, in the person of Sam Anyanwu, has he indicated interest of being a serious-minded person in pursuing his case? He's very comfortable being the secretary of the PDP. He's comfortable. He's just playing to the gallery, and the judiciary is giving them what they have asked for. Because you know how litigants do go to the public of court opinion and make the social media space, the print media space, the visual media space, audio media space very uncomfortable for their political opponents in terms of the kind of injustice and the kind of vote we saw that INEC gave to PDP in Imo State for the first time. We didn't hear those people speak. But let me tell you, if they have gone to the Supreme Court, it is in the hope that hope also came from a Supreme Court verdict. So you cannot, what do you call it? History might repeat itself. They are hoping on the history repeating itself, which I don't see. But if it repeats itself in their favor, kudos to them.
All right.